What's up, everybody? It's your favorite Skullface's favorite Skullface.
Skullface's favorite skull. I used to write for Dane Cook.
And today we are looking at the Mezco 112th Red Skull. Once again, on loan to me from Energon Addict. You guys are probably getting tired of hearing me say it, but part of a show called Breaking the Mold on the Cool Table Network. This guy has not as many accessories as you may think when you think of Mezco, so let's go ahead and get them out of the way. So he comes with two fist hands that we saw in the opening footage. One right trigger finger hand. One right kind of the world will be mine / cosmic cube carrying hand. And then one gripping hand on his left and one kind of posed hand on his left as well. He comes with one display base, as we've come to expect, and I think they put the foot peg in a good location. Really sharp black tampo paint of the Hydra symbol on there. And of course, it comes with the articulating arm, which swivels, hinges, swivels, and basically grips, per usual. He comes with one cosmic cube. It's like a dense, kind of like smoky, almost translucent sort of blue plastic. It does pick up light well. And it does fit in his hand, but it's not like the hand was made perfectly for it, but you can put it in there and get it to hold with tension with no problem. He comes with one gun, and we have some silver paintwork on there, nice sculpted detail, some gold paint there at the top. Fair enough. He can have this holstered here on his hip. It's a little tough to get it in there. It's a little tight clearance-wise to kind of get everything moved out of the way in order for it to get in, but it's not nearly impossible. It's definitely doable, and he holds it just fine. He comes with one alternate head with the little grimace face there, and like the kind of maniacal eyes, which I kind of dig because I like Red Skull to be a little bit more on the crazy side. So this is a nice added addition, unlike some of these hands, which I'm kind of like, what am I supposed to do with these? All right, and now we can talk about them. See, not too much. So let's go over the detailings and stuff. The head sculpt, once again, like the other one, is nice. There's a red. It has the same sort of like it's a thin black wash around the crevices and such. It gets really deep in like the eye sockets and then around like the kind of creases in the mouth and in the jaw and so forth. So that looks really good. Eyes are painted really well, except I feel like his eyes here are green and the other ones, they're blue, but whatever. And just overall well done. No complaints there. We have like the pleather trench coat. Actually works extremely well. I don't know why, but no, I'm sorry, but it works extremely well. And the nice thing about it is, you know, for better or for worse, it ends up. This is Velcro here. Let's have a look underneath. So it ends up covering a lot of the soft goods, right? And the soft goods is where some of these figures end up falling apart for me aesthetically, at least in my opinion, just because of the weight and the suspension of disbelief. But, you know, the trench coat ends up covering a good bit of it. And even in a fully sculpted figure, I wouldn't mind this type of a trench coat over top, you know? So this one really works across the board for me in that regard. Nice material. We got a little like different kind of accents added for where the buttons would be. Nice red paint on there, the stripes on here, the tampo paint for the Hydra armband. It's a floating piece of softer plastic for the belt with the Hydra painted beautifully and sculpted beautifully, as well as the buckle ring there. And then the gun holster, which actually, you know, has a strap that fits into another strap in order to kind of give it the holster look. So that's all done extremely well. It's an impressive figure in that regard. So the pants even aren't terrible because they're not like the superhero-y pants. So it translates just slightly better. They still don't have that kind of weight. Like you see how the pants, like they're like flying up on his waist. But you know, if they were to like kind of sit down there, sit a little bit more baggy around the boot edges, I think it would end up looking a bit better. And then we have the boots themselves, which are actually sculpted, like fully sculpted in a leather type design. So there's tiny sculpt work all throughout, which looks really nice. And then the same for the top of the boots, and then the soles are more of a smooth design. And there's actually like a sweater underneath this, like a turtleneck kind of military type sweater, the kind that would have like an elbow pad here, which we're not going to take a look at because we're not going to cause too much damage to this, being as though it isn't ours, but it is there. So let's go on to articulation. Double ball peg for the head into the neck, get you up to there, down to there, no problems whatsoever. And then the single ball peg from the neck into the chest for just really an added bit, because you don't really need much more than that double, which is extremely well done. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, so you can even tell it's a bit better. It's not as like it's not as, like, you can just, the range on it right here for without the head on it is obviously better. Some of them have been a little bit more limited that I've been looking at recently. All right. So then the upper chest double ball peg, single chest lower ball peg per usual. Using them both, you can get the figure bent over a little bit more, probably because they didn't have to do as much sculpt work, even though I do feel like the musculature is sculpted in. Swivel, left, right. That's my right and your left, not his. Lean back, fine. Teapot, no issues. Ball hinge shoulders, get you up to there. Even with the soft goods, you get a little bit of padding excess. What are you going to do? Cost of doing business, unfortunately. And then you have the swivel, not as great, and it starts to lose a little bit of that suspension of disbelief with the soft goods there, but it's okay. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, great range. Wrist on a ball hinge that swivel at both ends and then hinge up, down, and then if you turn it, in, out. So no issues there. Same for the other side. No real issues for the upper body at all. I mean, the swivel even works, you know, with all the stuff underneath. So really kind of clever. All right. Let's see if we can't jack these pants up a little bit. So out to the side, we get there. Forward and back, we get there. That's on T-jointed ball joints with a thigh swivel built around it. A little tight there. Double jointed knee, great range, no issues. Slight, oh, actually, I'm used to the other ones. This is a much better calf swivel. And then we have a double ball peg, I'm guessing, for the ankles down here, which gets you a limited tilt down, limited tilt up, and a limited rocker. So that's still kind of a shortcoming. But all in all, this is definitely one of the better attempts. Translates much better. Size comparison wise, not hateful for your Marvel Legend. You know, like, it's not like they're gonna sit perfectly with your Marvel Legends. I just feel like they'll be able to blend in. It's not an extreme difference, you know? Final thoughts wise, it's really quite well done. My only real gripes are I wish that they came with a few more hand posing options. There's a lot of those weird gripping hands, and I'm guessing you could like kind of clip onto his belt or onto his, like, you know, his kind of cross strap there, but it's just bizarre. I'm not sure if it really makes sense, being as though he only comes with one gun. I don't know. I don't get it. And I could use a little bit more ankle articulation. I think they should get away from those double ball pegs, which I believe is what they're using in those ankle joints. This is about as far as it's going to go, which is fine. It's going to definitely suit most display options. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like this guy really needs an extreme pose. He doesn't, like, character-wise, he doesn't lend himself to it as such, but just generally speaking, I think as a design they should try to get away from and try to improve upon. Plenty more positives though than negatives. The sculpt work is great, the paint is great, the soft goods lend themselves to this character design beautifully, the accessories for the most part make sense and are cool. It's nice to get a cosmic cube and to get the pistol and to get the holster to put the pistol in so he can kind of have everything going for him at once. The materials of the soft goods are different across the board between the faux leather and the sweater and the pants, which gives it a more lifelike look and a little bit of depth and variety to the aesthetics themselves. So overall, this is one of the better ones I've looked at. This goes into that Daredevil pocket for me, and I can, with great ease and comfort, recommend it strongly to you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.